What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new video on the Kiefer channel. Today, there's another ultimate track guide, and it is Mexico, because PSGL is in Mexico, and I started practicing on Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. I don't know, maybe this video will go live after PSGL. I have no clue. We'll find out soon, I guess. But yeah, anyways, whenever this video goes live today, I'm gonna show you, first of all, our world record Hotlap that got us P1 on the leaderboard on PC with a 1:14.453. Then I'm gonna show you the setup, and then we're going into the slow speed track guide, where I'm going to show you around like a track walk on the track, where I'm braking, what gear to use, and so on. All these kind of references that we are going for. So let's not further talk and just get right into the world record Hotlap. Alright, let's talk about setup. Once more, this track requires actually more wing than you probably expect. With the long straights in Sector 1, you might think actually 0-0 wings or some nonsense could work, but actually, no, you don't want to run that. You actually want to run something fairly high downforce just because of the middle sector and final sector. It gains you so much time, you can't lose that lap time. So here we are with 22-17 wings, fairly balanced, gives you a nice feel. The transmission is looking like 55-51, reason for that is more rotation in the middle sector with 55. If you struggle with exits, put it to 60, for example in final corner, or out of the hairpin in the final sector, or turn 2, turn 3 in sector 1, because you can get wheel spin there with 55, depending on how much you are steering and how bad you hit the curbs, so yeah. Be careful of that, but 55 is really good everywhere. On my lap I didn't change it. 51 on the on the off diff, just to give it a little bit more stability under braking and when we are sending it over curbs. That's pretty much it, because you're kind of always applying throttle in the high speed section, so you don't really need to think about off throttle there. Suspension geometry, a mystery. It's still right, left, left, like everywhere. So the first sliders for camber completely to the max, and the toe sliders completely to the minimum setting of the game, and then you're good to go. Feels really nice. Suspension. In the suspension we are rocking 7-1 just to give it a tad more understeer. Is a tad more a word? I think so, yeah. So we are running 7-1 suspension, 9-1 anti-roll, also to make the high speeds a little bit more predictable. It will cause you more understeer, so if you don't like the understeer, put that slider lower. And for the right height, we are running 6-7, which is a bit of a surprise, but trust me, if you go lower with the right height, you will feel that the middle sector is gonna be undrivable. Sector 2 is one hell of a sector in this year's game with the new bottoming out effect and whatever the cars do when you drive over some curbs. It also helps in turn 2, and especially in the middle sector with 7, you kind of don't bottom out. With anything below, you start to bottom out, and you feel like you're losing it over the curbs and you don't want that. You don't really want to feel in Mexico, especially this track with track limits and everything. You don't really want to feel uncomfortable. So increase that to 7. Front right height on 6 seems fine. You can also increase that to 7.7 or 8.7 or something like that. And you should be good to go. With the brake pressure, we are on 100, and for the brake bias, we are on 50, like the usual. The tire pressures, please don't copy them. Those are just for time trial. So if you want to go on time trial, use these. If you don't want to go on time trial, do this here. Alright? Everything that requires tire temperatures, do this here. And if you feel like your tires are too cold on your laps and you're not even getting close to overheating, you can put these sliders up a little bit. But start off from minimum and work your way up. Don't do it the other way around. Go from maximum to minimum. Will take you more time. Will also cost you more nerves and spins and tires, and yeah. So just work with that and you will be fine. So with that also being off our list, let's load our setup again because of the pressures and head on to the track for the slow speed track guide that everybody loves on this channel. As always, position your car before the exit to get a good run. Also run wide here. You can use fifth as well as a short shift to get more traction. And now we're heading on for our flying, not so flying lap. Long straight, you can lose a bit of focus here. Don't lose focus. You have to be ready in turn 1 to brake hard at around the 100 meter board. Position your car on the AstroTurf down into 5th gear or 4th, whatever you like. Can short shift into 5th again or keep it in 4th. Don't touch the sausage curb on the inside in turn 1. But for turn 2, you have to completely eat it up. Like literally. You need to be right here. Cut over it. You can see we were bottoming out. I couldn't even steer at this point. But this opens up this corner way more. And you're driving around the curb there. Up into 5th gear again. And this is already your first sector. Pretty simple, right? Just have to cut it like crazy and then you will be fine and gain lap time. For this corner, brake at around the 100 meter board, after the 100 meter board roughly, and brake on the curb. Down into 4th gear, you can also shift down into 3rd just before the apex. And then keep it in 3rd, or if you have it in 4th, you don't have to think about upshifting. But for this corner, before the exit, short shift into 4th, get close to the inside curb, open up the steering wheel, accelerate on the throttle, rotate the car on the throttle. And then for this corner, you go for kind of a double apex. Miss the first one a little bit to carry more speed. Then the second one, you want to get close to the sausage curb, but not too close. Open up the steering wheel on the exit. Now position your car on the right. And be careful with track limits at the entry. But for this corner, you can shift down into 5th gear, back up into 6th, or keep it in 6th. I don't know what I prefer yet, but I kept it in 6th on my Hotlap. Then you want to cut a little bit over the grass here, just to open up the corner. And position yourself on this curb here. With too low right height, you will bottom out. With this right height, you will be fine, but on the exit, still be careful because you need to switch over this higher part. You can see car is gonna bounce quite a bit. And we are cutting also over here onto the wide part of the off-track area. You can literally use all of it. If you don't, you're losing lap time. You need to position your car in a perfect line. You can literally take this whole section full throttle if you make it perfect. Then cut also over here and over here, and this is like your snake section. And sector 2 in one piece. Sector 3, now from this whole high speed, nearly full throttle everywhere section to the slowest part of the track. Really have to switch your mind from, oh, I just need to accelerate, to then, oh my god, I need to cut a corner, then get into slow speed again, get into high speed where you don't have to go off the throttle, and now you have to be like insanely precise in the slow speed. Like the track actually is quite tough. The black board here on the left, where usually a yellow flag or something appears, is your reference. Roughly 60 to 70 meters where you start braking. And you're taking this corner in 4th gear or 5th gear, whatever you prefer. Short shift into 5th at the exit or right at the apex. Don't hit the sausage curb on the inside. Use auto track like over here, but without getting a cut. Really easy to do so. And now, if you can't brake on the curb, brake within the track limits, okay? But if you can, position your car just at the track limits and slow it down here, down into 3rd. Go for a somewhat late apex, like the reference is the orange sausage curb where you upshift into 4th. At least I do that. You can probably keep it in 3rd. Then accelerate out of it, avoid the sausage curb in this corner. Position your car here on the left. Late turn in for this corner, late braking, 4th gear. And now Not like at the start of our lap, we want to stay as tight as possible to finish our lap off, to minimize track distance as always, and this is the key to manage the Autodromo Hermano circuit, or excuse me if I don't know the full name, but you know what I mean, the Mexican racetrack. It's a fun one. On the game it's not one of my favorites just because of all this cutting. It's a shame that we have to do that, but in real life it's a blast. So yeah, let me know how you get on with this, with the setup, with the guide, if you can improve your lap time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the socials. Support ist kein Mord, how we say it in Germany. So support is not a murder. It's just because it rhymes, you know, in German. It doesn't actually have a proper meaning. But anyways, I wish you a lovely day and I will see you in the next video. Take care everyone. Peace.